You ready?
Yep.
Ready for the AG?
Ready.
Enough for you?
I'm fine, I'm good.
Excellent.
No problem.
This is the jet I've been flying. It's called the Rafale, which means squall in French. It's the finest fighter France has ever built. And I can tell you this, my ride on the Rafale was incredible. Not just for the Top Gun style maneuvering we did, and we did a lot of that, but also because of the breathtaking array of aviation technology I got a first-hand glimpse of. On this very special episode of Bigger, Higher, Faster, my sortie on the French superfighter, a jet the Indian Air Force believes is the best jet of its class in the world. In fact, if negotiations end up in a contract which could be worth a whopping 20,000 crore rupees, the Rafale could be in IAF colors in just a few years. But getting a ride on the Rafale doesn't just mean you suit up and fly. There is a lot of work to be done first. And it begins with some basics. My guide, the man who would be at the controls, is Sébastien Dupont de Dinécha, a Rafale chief test pilot, a man who gets paid to test the Rafale at the very extremes of its capabilities. And then some.
Okay.
And you touchdown normally? Speed?
120 knots in clean aircraft. If you are very heavy, it can go up to 140, 145.
Right,
Depends
right.
on the store. You have a scale up
Yes.
to 320 miles
Right.
and down to 5 miles.
Okay.
So you increase. And
So
you
it becomes bigger and smaller, right?
on this throttle you have buttons on the throttle and buttons also on the extension, we call it extension. And these are buttons for sensor management.
Okay.
This is for the landing light, taxi light, refuel light. In fact, as we have many buttons, in fact each of them is multiplex.
Yeah.
So we have much more many functions available in our hands.
Right.
That's it. I suggest we go to the simulator.
Sure.
Just for 5 minutes.
Sure.
But getting a
Get an
feel of
idea
the
of that.
controls is
Yeah.
one thing, experiencing it before the flight is something else. And that's what I get to do here at this flight simulator,
Okay.
with this cockpit being an exact replica of the one inside the Rafale.
A to A? Top left. Arm.
Hash.
Right. Okay.
Just press air to surface. When it goes green, it means
It's activated.
air surface is active. And you
Okay.
see in the HUD the symbology with 6 bombs.
Yes.
It will go on the target when it's in the mask.
Okay. Right.
Weapon page,
Failure
page.
Oh, that's really easy. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No failure.
Okay.
And you have the other needle.
Yeah.
If you can feel in front of the stick.
Yeah. This one.
No, they need a big needle.
Yes.
Feel it. Yes.
This one. Oh, okay.
Move it up, down, left, right.
Oh, I
You
see.
Change the displays on your right.
Oh, I see. I see what that does.
Well, in a little while from now, I'll be getting a ride on the Rafale itself. But in order to get familiar with the instrumentation in the cockpit, with the systems themselves, this is a simulator, a mock-up of what the real flight is going to be all about. And what strikes you, and this is something that I'm going to be able to see in the cockpit of the Rafale itself, is the man-machine interface. It's extremely easy to understand. The symbology has been designed with the pilot in mind. So simplicity is the key word over here in order to ensure that the pilot gets the information that he or she requires, nothing more, nothing less.
It's time now to kit up. Don my G-suit in preparation for what I've been told will be a singularly intense experience.
So just kitting out now with the G-suit. Certainly important formality. One doesn't want to be unconscious as we push high Gs perhaps in the Rafale aircraft. So this is very much an essential part of kitting up.
Well, it's that time. It's time to step. It's time to board the Rafale fighter. It's going to be an incredible experience, and for me it's particularly special because I've had the opportunity of flying on the Indian Air Force's Mirage 2000s many years back during the Kargil War. Just after that, this is very much the next generation of aircraft from Dassault. So while the Indian Air Force continues to operate the Mirage 2000 and is upgrading the Mirage 2000 as well, this represents a completely new level of technology.
Ready? Ready. Let's take off. 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, stop. Acceleration 67 as expected. One and a half. Yep. And we stop at 5,000. Okay. Let's see how that. Good. Now we turn left to the attack area.
Yeah.
And the system tells me to go to attack.
Okay.
I stay autopilot because we are very low and the autopilot is much safer than me, even if I'm a test pilot. Not that bad, huh?
Oh, it's amazing.
Minutes later, a Mirage 2000 forms up with us. This is the present and the future of French military aviation flying together. The Mirage remains a very capable jet, but the Rafale is streets ahead in every aspect. It lifts more weaponry, has a more powerful radar, flies longer to greater ranges, and has a cockpit interface at the cutting edge of military aviation.
Okay, Vishnu, I suggest you take the aircraft.
Okay.
It's all manual now, you have.
Okay.
And you climb to 15,000, I select for you.
Okay, climb to 15,000?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Will you put engine on? You see the climb angle is around 20 degrees in max dry.
Yeah.
Very nice. I go to standard. Good. Okay, I have controls.
Yep.
I will just show you the low speed.
Okay.
The goal of our mission, however, is to get an idea of what makes the Rafale so capable. And that has to do with what Dassault, who make the jet, call its omni-role capabilities. In simple terms, the Rafale can hit air targets, ground targets and targets at sea in the same mission. Gone are the days of air forces flying either bombers or fighters. Jets like the Rafale do it all.
10 degrees, auto throttle, like you can see. Now my left hand is...
It's time to land. My sortie on the Rafale was a little bit more than an hour, but before we land, an opportunity for one last hurrah. A touch and go, and then a complete landing.
Not so bad.
Not so bad at all.
When 23 knots at the impact, so we can brake.
It's been, as expected, an incredible ride. But just what is the Rafale truly about?
Well, there you have it, my sortie on the Rafale jet. Absolutely incredible. Lots of missions. The effort was really to showcase the different types of missions that this aircraft can perform, and it's an omni-role aircraft. It can switch from targeting aircraft in the air to ground attack missions to missions out over the sea, and it can do this seamlessly. So that is really what this aircraft is all about. That was an absolutely incredible flight. What exactly did we do? I mean, in simple terms, because we did many things.
Yes, purpose for me was to demonstrate you the omni-role capability. So in a little more than 1 hour, we saw almost every capacity, air-to-air, air-to-ground, with two different weapons, laser-guided or hammer bombs, magic bomb we call them, and also air-to-surface attack. We also went through all the navigation and autopilot superior mode capacities, and I think you appreciate especially the very low level over the sea.
Yeah, that was fantastic. So we flew just 100 feet off the sea.
Yes, exactly 100.
And exactly 100, and at stages we were turning as well.
Yes.
So the wing was actually quite low.
Yes, it was.
And you were hands-off at that stage.
I show you my hands because I fully trust the system, and even it's much better than me as a pilot. So I rely on it for safety and for accuracy, and really it's impressive. I've never seen such low-level flight on the other fighter. Yeah.
So that terrain following function is absolutely essential for ground attack missions and things like that. And you have 100% faith on the system.
Yes, it's a very efficient capacity. If you don't have air superiority over enemy territory, one efficient way is to go below radar coverage, and the lower you are, the best fly.
A key element of modern fighters like the Rafale is its radar and avionics. The Rafale, being offered to India, has a state-of-the-art active electronically scanned phased array radar, some of the most advanced radar technology ever developed. In simple terms, this is what the AESA radar, as it's known, can do.
Why is the AESA radar so much better than radars in the past?
First of all, for the pilot, the most obvious advantage is the range, the maximum range. It's really much more than the double from previous fighter.
Okay.
And also its agility. We can track in every portion of the sky, azimuth split, altitude split, and many targets. And electronic allows you to continuously tracking all your targets.
In the air and on the ground?
Yes.
All together?
It depends what mode you selected, but when you have air target very low trying to hide like we did in terrain following, you can still track them and track with a wide azimuth altitude split the high level supersonic control.
Like many other modern fighter aircraft, the Rafale is a product under constant development. Because of its modular construction, adding and subtracting components to make the jet more relevant in the years to come has been one of the design features of the jet since its inception. Professionals at Dassault's Flight Test Center in east to the south of France are involved in testing every element of the Rafale over and over. Reliability is the buzzword. In a jet costing upwards of $100 million per piece, the last thing you want is a major breakdown.
We have to define what is the most accurate flight test instrumentation that the aircraft may have. So this is the first part. Then we perform the flights. We remain on the ground, and during the flights we talk to the ATC and the pilot. We are the only link from the flight test team with the pilot. And at the end we analyze the flight, and we perform some dedicated analysis to provide the data necessary for qualification.
For the Indian Air Force, the addition of the Rafale will be a transformation in its capabilities. Not only will the Rafale add numbers to the existing fleet, the jet will come to define some of the core capabilities of the IAF as it counters an expanding Chinese Air Force threat to the north. For the Indian Air Force, acquiring the Rafale will in a sense be a tryst with the past as well. Dassault has been a partner of the IAF and Navy for decades, providing India not just the Mirage 2000, but also the Uragan, Alizé and Mystère fighters. All of these fighters have gone to war in Indian colors. In the next episode of Bigger, Higher, Faster, the men and women of the French Air Force who took the Rafale to war over Libya. A look at the weaponry of the jet and how Dassault actually designs fighters literally in air at their state-of-the-art virtual reality facility in Paris.